What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliott Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about a very popular topic that I get all the time. And actually, the reason I am making this video is because on Instagram, I posted a story asking what topics do you want me to talk about, and this came up several times, so why not make a video on it? And as you can see, we're going to talk about uninterested dudes. Why are they coming back around if they're uninterested? And if they do come back around? The short answer is, I guess, fortunately or unfortunately, yes, they do come back around. And it's quite often. Now, the problem with this is, why is he coming back around? Women want to know. It's almost like an illusion. Women think that just because a guy is in the picture, it's a good thing. But if he pulled away and he came back around for whatever reason, it's usually not good, because it's much easier to get motivated as a guy, I guess motivated. I don't know what else word to use, towards, and when I say motivate, I mean like something that triggers me to take action, right? It's much easier for me to get triggered, motivated, whatever, by assets than it is by attraction. And the reason for that is, if he's already pulling some bullshit, if he's already not committing, if he's already pulling away, if he's, because the context of the video is uninterested, so there's some type of disinterest or lack of something there. It's much harder to build the attraction up and get a guy motivated to make, do something based on his feelings for you. It's much harder to do that than it is him just being motivated through being horny or wanting a certain type of asset from you and taking a course of action to get that asset or that asset. So if you're talking to a dude who comes back around out of nowhere, you should always assume it's for I talk about this in all my videos, it's for an advantage. It's an advantage. There is something he is wanting to take advantage of. And I don't mean that in terms of like just taking advantage of you, but if you're easier to get, if you like him, if you're pre-qualified, why would he not try it versus trying to invest resources into another woman and start from ground zero and work his way up? We are very finite creatures. Our resources are finite, at least. Time, energy, effort, money, things like that. While he is probably talking to other women, if he's not sure about you, he is talking to other women. That does not mean he does not, or he wants to stop entertaining the idea of you, because even though he doesn't want a relationship, it doesn't mean there's not assets he doesn't want. So when a man pulls away and he comes back around, you should assume 100% of the time it is for assets. Assets can be validation. It can be a woman he's talking to. He just likes talking to you. It could be, why am I sweating? It could be sex, something sexual. I already said validation, but that's such a big one. It could be a lot of things like that, because it's very hard for a guy. This isn't even a thing. Like, guys just don't wake up one day and realize you're the one. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, ladies. And it's so rare for a guy just to wake up and be like, oh man, yeah, this girl's the one. What was I thinking? And all of a sudden he's a changed man. You have to understand the gap that takes to, like, the amount of emotional, I guess, reflection and growth, personal growth that takes to go from here to here. Because here's the thing. Why would he just come back and say, I want this with, like, first of all, again, you just don't wake up and do that. But why would he do that if, like, that's not going to be his course of action? We go towards the path of least resistance. Why would he not just try to get it in? Why would he not just try to manipulate and bullshit you and love bomb you and all these other tactics to get what he wants? Why would he not try that first? Why would he not try to convince you, not even in a deceiving way, but why would he not try to, like, get you as friends of benefits or get you as, like, something casual first, instead of being like, waking up and being like, yeah, let me just sacrifice everything and jump into a relationship? It just doesn't make sense. Like, that is a long, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, that's a long, ladies, that's a long gap, or a big gap to jump and to leap to, to so for when the guy comes back around. It's not to have a relationship. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It's just so, well, I did say that, but it's so rare, less than 1%. And everyone thinks they're the exception to the rule. And I always say, well, you're going to learn the hard way, because guess what? I have so many clients, you all know who I'm talking about, all of you, who want to learn the hard way. I tell you it's not going to happen. I tell you it's not going to happen. I tell you it's not going to happen. I tell you to drop it. I tell you to drop it. You don't listen, and then you end up calling me and giving me all your damn money because you don't listen. I'm telling you, if a guy is pulling some bullshit in the beginning, or a lack of pulling, I mean, he's pulling away, or he's acting disinterested or uninterested, and maybe not making the effort, or whatever it is, okay? And then all of a sudden he does, it's not because he realized you're the one. It's because you're pre-qualified. It's because it's easier, it's more resourceful to just give you these things and bullshit you and come back around and try to get it, because it's an easy asset to grab. It's much easier for a guy to get motivated. I already said this, but it's much easier for a guy to get motivated by an asset than it is by emotions that aren't even there. Okay? So with that being said, ladies, yes, a guy can come back around if he's uninterested, but it's not because he suddenly became interested in you or a relationship with you. It's because he became interested or motivated by an asset. Now, again, that doesn't mean it's always that way, but that would be the exception to the rule. When a guy comes back around, I always tell women, you got to hold your ground. You gotta make the guy work for it and improve himself. Improving is consistency over time. You have to get him to say that he's on the same page as you, that he wants a relationship, and that he's investing his resources in you. And then once those, you literally have to get a guy to say, yes, I know what I'm doing. I'm on the same page as you. I want something meaningful. I want something long term. Even then, I wouldn't trust him, because you just don't jump that. But that's, at least you could do that. That's your first barrier of entry. So with that being said, ladies, I love you all. Take care and peace.